Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. So happy to see you. I'm coming from virtual Greece. You see Greece in the background there. Hope you are doing well. Today we're going to talk about myth and culture. Myth and culture. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. All right. So your warm up today is what is a myth? Go ahead and raise your hand to use a microphone or write it in the chat box. What is myth? We'll go ahead and set that timer for about 2 minutes and share out. What is myth? There you see the Parthenon and the sky behind it or above it, and you see all the beautiful stars. All right, what is myth? All right, so today's agenda, we did our warm up. Woo woo, good job. We're going to talk about our expectations, the state standards, the weekend statement, an introduction to myths, and the breakout room activity. All right, so this was for the beginning of my 6th grade class that we talked about. This is your writing class, and norms are a model or standards that are generally followed. So we shared some norms that we would like to see in our class, and you can do this as well. Share some norms such as be encouraging to one another um, and sharing ideas. Ha ha ha. There, there's Medusa. I wanted to put a funny picture in there, and I thought that this was a really dynamic painting. The expectations are that you attend class every time, participate, and be encouraging to one another. Medusa. All right. So, our belief statement, usually I have a student read this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it for you today. I am extraordinary. I matter. I am loved. I will learn something every day, even if it's just a little bit. If I don't know something or didn't learn something, it's not my fault. My learning coach, my family, my teacher, and I are a team. Saying what I feel and think and asking questions creates connections, and connections are life. My teachers will never give up on me because they care about me. Yes, we care about you. All right. Oh, here's here's a little bit about me. This was when I had a new group of students, so I have that still in the slides. There's my husband and I. We're at the laundromat. We're keeping safe. We hope that you are keeping safe as well too during this time. Also, I have some paintbrushes there. I'm also a fine arts teacher and wanted to share that with you. And I like to take quirky pictures. There's a picture of bubbles from my sink. And if you look into the bubbles, what do you see? What do you see there? Let me know. All right. So I wanted to share a little bit of art and mythology. This was from some of my art classes that I taught. At the high school level, you'll see some images of Medusa from clay there. Some of the students wanted to use Play-Doh as well. And we had lots of fun creating our Greek myth creatures in art class. All right, so the standards focus today, students will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the following and that, analyze in detail how a key individual event or idea is introduced, illustrated, and elaborated in a text through examples or anecdotes, and to write routinely over extended time frames, time for research, reflection, and revision in shorter time frames, such as a single sitting or a day or two, for a range of discipline-specific tasks, purposes, and audiences. So there's your Common Core standards. All right, so the weekend statement today, we can understand patterns in myths, which will help us with storytelling. And there you see a map of Greece, yay! All right, some of my roommates in college, we're still friends today. Their families were from Greece, and it was just so much fun going to the family parties with them. All right, so myths are stories of adventures of beings with unique powers. Myths were often used to explain mysteries such as the changing of seasons that could not be understood through the science of the time. All right, so here's our 5 elements of a story. We have character, we have setting, we have plot, we have conflict, and we have theme. Today we're going to focus on character. So I'm going to read a little excerpt from one of the Greek myth stories. So wanted to share that with you. Once upon a time, many years ago, there lived a beautiful maiden named Medusa. Medusa knew she was beautiful and spent her days walking around her hometown of Athens, Greece, talking about her beauty to anyone who would listen to her and admire her. One day, Medusa traveled with her friends to the Parthenon, which was the largest temple dedicated to the goddess Athena. Upon viewing all of the beautiful sculptures and artwork modeled for Athena, Medusa said, "What a shame it wasn't that they weren't modeled after herself instead of Athena, since she was so much prettier." All of the other people in the temple were shocked and alarmed by the girl's bold statement, so everyone left the temple except for Medusa, who was too busy staring at her reflection. Suddenly, Athena appeared in the bronze doors that Medusa was staring at and told her what a vain and foolish girl she was. She then changed Medusa into a hideous monster with hair made of snakes and a long, slimy tail. Athena informed Medusa that anyone who looked at her face would be immediately turned to stone, including herself. She then banished her to the end of the earth, where she would not run into innocent people and turn them into stone. All right, so I imagine Medusa living in a cave, sort of like this one. Oopsies. All right, and there's a Parthenon during the daytime as well. All right, so did I skip the screen? No, okay. Literary archetypes. Literary has to do with writing. It comes from literature, a Latin word that means writing or forming letters. And archetypes is a recurring symbol or motif in literature, art, or mythology. All right, so I want to talk about Joseph Campbell's book, Hero of a Thousand Faces. His book is based on Carl Jung's archetypes. And we see that characters are often one of these archetypes. So we have the hero, we have the mentor, we have the ally, we have the herald, we have the trickster, we have the shapeshifter, the guardian, and we have the shadow. All right, Joseph Campbell also talks about a monomyth, which is a hero's journey, a typical path which a story takes across all cultures and religions. He leaves his or her ordinary life and ventures into a region of magic and wonder. Then he returns from his adventure to help out fellow mankind. Patterns of storytelling that reaches across cultures. All right, so here was one of my introductions to my class. This was the first class that I taught my sixth graders. And what I had them do is to share a superpower. You are the hero of your own story. Rainbow response. So you're gonna pick a color and add your own hero journey to the chart. So my superpower, I put an example. My superpower is creating and teaching art. My students call me Mrs. Gilly, so that's why I put Mrs. Gilly. And my area of growth is to take care of myself a little bit better this year. So, so I'm working on that. All right. So what's your superpower and what is an area of growth that you would like to work on as well? Rainbow of response. Everyone picks a color and types in their response. So go ahead and set that timer for about 3 minutes and share out. All right. Oopsies. All right. Oopsies. This was a quick lesson. I gave this lesson actually a couple months ago, but I wanted to go ahead and record it so that we have it for if a student wanted to watch the video again. All right. So our ticket out the door today is to write one thing you learned about myth, and the teacher to go ahead and write one thing that you learned about myth. And then once you do that, you'll be excused and have a wonderful day. Do something kind for your families today. All right, stick around, of course, if you have any questions. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care and do something kind for your families today. Bye. Yay.